So, I have a question. What's the deal with abortion? What's really the problem with abortion? Is this really a woman's right issue? Is this really a women's right to choice issue? I'll start with my story, my abortion story. 9 years ago, I didn't want an abortion, but I felt like I had no other choice. The father of my child wanted nothing to do with it, and my family pressured me into feeling like I should feel shamed and less than if I didn't have an abortion. And I'm one of millions of women who've had an abortion who feel this way. We felt like we had no choice. We felt like this was our only choice. What kind of generation do we have to be living in to feel like we only have a choice to murder our unborn child in order to get along in society? It's absolutely ridiculous. And I just said the keyword right there. The problem with abortion is not abortion. Abortion is a symptom of a bigger problem, and the bigger problem is society. Society's lack of acceptance of women who are pregnant in an inconvenient situation. Women feel like, depending on their situation, that they're either going to be looked down on, they're going to be poor and broke, they're not going to be able to provide, they feel alone, they feel scared, they feel like nobody's going to help them or support them, and they don't know what else to do. And those are the feelings they feel if they don't feel forced. Sometimes people are forced into having abortions, especially young girls. If they tell their parents, a lot of times parents force them to have an abortion. It's illegal to do that, but they're not going to go to the clinic and say, my parents are making me do this, I don't want to do it. They're just, if you're 14 years old and you're stuck at home, you just get in a situation, and this is the problem. Women have the right to choose life, and it doesn't seem to be much of an option. Out of 149 pregnant women that walk into Planned Parenthood, only one will walk out with a referral for adoption. I considered adoption, and my support system, who I thought were my support system, just were like clearing me away from that. They were just begging me not to do that. To have an abortion's the clean way. Let's just get rid of it. Don't worry. A lot of women do this. 1 in 3 women do this. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Anne. You'll be fine. It's just like a clump of cells. This isn't really much of anything right now. This is all of the lies and propaganda that you hear all the time in the media, and it's not true. Nobody warned me for all of the post-abortion regrets that I would go through. Nobody warned me of that. Society is the issue. If we want to talk about women's rights, women's freedoms, we should be talking about ways to support women in the workplace who want to have children. Support women in college who want to have children. There's more support systems in high schools than there are in colleges for pregnant women. That's insane. That's insane. A lot of women get pregnant in college, a lot, but they usually don't stay pregnant and stay in college. Most times they get kicked off campus, or they just can't handle the workload. There's no support system there. There isn't enough support system there. Women feel like if I have this baby, it's going to ruin my life. And the fact that it's legal, and you could just elect to have an abortion anytime you want, you wind up making a rash decision that you regret. Not one woman, I'm sure, will look at their actual child when it's born and say, I wish I had an abortion. But a lot of women who've had an abortion wish that they had their child instead. And I'm one of those people. I'm a Christian. I'm a born-again Christian. But this has nothing to do with religion. This is a human rights issue. And this is a women's right issue. But women's rights are not what those extreme feminists are saying. It's not. The problem is a much, much bigger problem. Let's have a quick history lesson. Why were women pushing for the right to have abortion? Because a lot of women were having back alley abortions, or they were shoving hangers up themselves to abort. This kind of crap went on. Why were these women doing this? Well, think about the 70s and the 60s and the 50s, and the 40s and the 30s and the 20s. Just think about that whole time period in history. The baby boomers and the ones before that. If you just did not get pregnant out of wedlock, if you did, you rushed to get married. If you were too young to do that, your parents sent you away. It was a very shameful thing. Very shameful. In the 70s, and 60s, women were still fighting for their rights. Their rights to have an equal pay and equal positioning in the workplace. Go back even further. Go back to like the 20s. Women didn't even go out in public pregnant. A married woman, in her 20s or 30s, would not even step foot outside pregnant. Wouldn't even expose their newborn to going outside. Women didn't go outside. Once they became pregnant, they didn't go outside until like a year after the baby was born, because it was shameful. It was shameful to parade around the fact that you have sex with your husband. This is the kind of sexuality was demonized, motherhood was demonized, and then it turned into women's rights to have abortions so that we aren't damaging ourselves having back alley abortions. Well, why the heck are people having back alley abortions? Because society is the ones with the issues. Society as a whole needs to come together and not be shaming women. We need to look at women who are pregnant with love and care and understanding and compassion. This isn't going to change. This isn't going to end until we could do this. it just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Because if I just had someone support me and say, it's okay, you know, who cares if he doesn't want to be involved, you know, don't worry about it. What do you want to do? What do you really want to do? What do you really want? Don't think about what he wants. Don't think about what anybody else has said. What do you want? Do you feel right about an abortion? Well, no, because I didn't feel right about it. Well, then don't have the abortion. We'll think of something else. If it's adoption, if you want to keep it, you have time to think about it. You know, I didn't have anybody in my court like that. Not one person. Everybody was just like, just get rid of it. It'll be clean. It'll be quick. It's nothing. It's just some tissue. It's just a blob of cells. It's propaganda. And we all constantly repeat it over and over and over, ignoring the bitter truth. How is it that Planned Parenthood sees value, monetary value, in the body parts of aborted fetuses, and we can't see value in the life that gave the body parts? What's this world coming to? Forcing women into abortions, making women feel unworthy unless they have an abortion, less valuable unless they have an abortion. This is what society has done to womanhood. The problem with abortion isn't abortion, but it is a women's right issue. Women deserve equality. We deserve to be raised on high for our motherhood, because it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, and a real man will admire and respect it. Society needs to come together as a whole, and we got to start with each other. If you own a business, or you know someone who owns a business, encourage them to set up a daycare at the business. If you're in college, demand that they put in some sort of a daycare center, or some way that, you know, pregnant women, even on campus, can, you know, pregnant or women with children can, you know, do their classes and studies from the computer instead of attending the classroom. You know, it starts with us. We have to get active. If you don't actively become involved in this, it's never going to change, because we have to find a solution to the problem. We have to start changing the minds of people. That's the only way this is going to change. Because if we get new legislation to take down abortion the legal way, women will find an illegal way to go after it. When they feel stuck, scared, pushed into a corner, forced. Society needs to come together as a whole. Society needs to get better. And it starts with you and me. That's where it starts. You can't just point your finger at society forever, because guess what? We are a part of society. So go make a difference. Go do something today. Go get active somewhere. There's plenty of things to do in your area. So go do it. Please like, comment, and share this video. And get in touch with me if there's anything I can help you with, any questions I can answer. Let's fight for the unborn. Let's fight for the innocent. And let's fight for women everywhere. Let's fight for life.